It's a pleasure to have a wonderful panel at the KDR TV studios. We are really very much privileged to have wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people, at least today again, to give us more scope on the Expo, the African Expo, which is going to take place in Washington, D.C., starting May of this year, May 5th to 7th. So let me bring you the experts who are going to give us more information and more detailed information on what is actually going to happen on that particular day. Hello, gentlemen and lady. Welcome to KDR TV studios.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Welcome. So let's start from my father's right. We have Mr. Kevin Somoni. Mr. Kevin Somoni is a wonderful gentleman. He actually speaks around 4 languages. Yeah, if I'm not wrong, Kevin, from your bio, I saw that you actually speak 4 languages, and that is a great achievement. He's been doing a wonderful job, especially he owns Kiswahili Swahili Institute, whereby he's training our people, especially those people who have not heard about Swahili or who have heard about the Swahili language but don't really know how to speak it. So Mr. Somoni has got an organization which teaches people on how to listen, talk, and understand Swahili at an international level. So Kevin is located in New York, or lives in New York, and right now he's traveling the world to teach people on how to speak Swahili. He's also very fluent in German. Actually, he teaches German. He's also very fluent. He say it's spoken Spanish, but if you can speak it, then definitely you can also write it. So that is Mr. Kevin Somoni. So he's going to give us a little bit more about what he does, especially for the One Voice Consortium. Then on my left, on my right, we have Mr. Olivier Kamanzi. Mr. Olivier Kamanzi brings a lot of information, especially to the One Voice Consortium. He's been an expert financier. He was actually the vice chair of Rwanda Capital Markets. That's a wonderful thing. You know, those people from Africa really understand how Rwanda has really made a lot of stride in the economy. If you go to Rwanda right now, they say, or they claim that, I mean not claim, but maybe it's true, that Rwanda capital Kigali is the cleanest city in Africa. So Mr. Olivier Kamanzi is going to tell us more about Rwanda and what he has actually been doing, especially from the African perspective, then to the American perspective, how he's trying to connect Africa and the world, and especially North America. And he has also worked, he's been a consultant for the Citi Group, and right now he's the CEO of Addis Bank. So when his time reaches, he'll definitely tell us more about what he's actually really doing to ensure that the African continent is connected to the world. Then on my in the middle, somewhere there around about, we have Mrs. Agneta Irungu. Mrs. Agneta Irungu is a wonderful young lady, and she's now representing the African continent, or the East African part of the African continent, in ensuring that the One Voice Consortium is linked to the world. So let me now start with Mr. Kevin Mashini. Kevin Mashini, I hope, or I believe that there's something I must have actually forgotten about you. So can you please give a brief introduction of what you do and why you are inclined with OVC? Mr. Kevin Mashini, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Engineer Kebwato, for having me here as today. And thank you very much for the wonderful introduction and my co-panelists. Yes, you got my name correct. I'm Kevin Mashini, originally from Kenya. And yes, I speak 4 languages, including Luya and Kisi. That's kind of my roots. But my day job, I work at Goldman Sachs in the institutional business, asset management. and I've been in the financial services industry for almost 14 years, working with retail investors as well as institutional investors and advising them on investments. We also started Swahili Cultural Institute 2 years ago, and Swahili Cultural Institute is a language and cultural institute that promotes Swahili as the African language as well as the culture. And one thing I should say is language is always accompanied by culture. And that's one thing as we've developed the organization, we've seen it's important to remember the culture when we learn a language. Because in essence, there's no development that's going to happen without culture. If you look historically, with all the organizations, or rather the countries that have developed, they've used their language to promote their cultural ethos and develop. It's very hard to use a foreign language to develop your countries. So that's something which you're hoping Swahili will be adopted across Africa and used as the African language. And we've been successful to do that. And at OVC, I coordinate the cultural program. And OVC is an umbrella organization of most diaspora organizations, not just in the US, but across the globe. And the importance of OVC is that the diaspora needs are universal, whether you're in Germany, whether you're in the US, whether you're in UK, we all have similar needs. But then when we form organizations, we might end up serving the same purpose, but dispersed. So it's good to be under one umbrella, and that's being promoted by OVC. That's one thing which I was very happy to join, and I'm happy to promote that, so that we speak with one voice as we promote our needs of diaspora.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Great introduction, Mr. Kevin. So let's now give a lady a chance. They say ladies first, but now today is a little bit second. So go ahead, Mrs. Agneta Irungu.
So my name is Agneta Irungu. I'm the Managing Director and Director Corporate Events for PLI Events here in Kenya. And I'm the OVC liaison person here in Kenya, coordinating Expo marketing. So I'm looking forward to bringing in great companies from Kenya and across East Africa, so that our people can have a chance to meet and discuss development issues and be able to invest back home. Because we know that is one of the challenges that people in diaspora are facing, in that they do not know who to trust when it comes to matters investment. And so that is my role within OVC, to make sure that we have cohesive cooperation within Kenya.
Thank you so much, Sister Agneta Irungu. So let's round it up with our brother Olivier Kamanzi. I don't know whether I didn't pass through a French class, but I hear that in French, in English we call you Olivier, but in French it's a different one. So Mr. Olivier, whatever, go ahead and now give us, even try to tell us or to teach us how we'll definitely be pronouncing your name. Go ahead, Mr. Olivier.
Oh, thank you, my brother. Thank you. You said it well. My name is Olivier Kamanzi. You can call me Oli if you prefer. And then also I prefer to be called Kamanzi, African name, right? So we know colonization has always impacted on our name. So you included all of us. So it doesn't mean I'm French. I was born in Rwanda, but I live here in America, in Chicago, and also in Africa, as we do business across the continent for Africa. So yes, I'm founder and the chairman of Africa Global Chamber of Commerce, based here in the US, headquartered in Chicago, working in about 45 African nations. I'm an entrepreneur by work. I invest in various projects, various sectors, and then for investment banking background. So I'm glad to see my good friend Kevin. So I work for Citigroup as a portfolio manager for many years, and the JP Morgan Chase for many years. I left when the country, Rwanda, called me in Chicago here. So, and I went back to Rwanda to develop and establish the capital market industry of Rwanda, including establishing the Rwanda Stock Exchange. Just quick correction, I wasn't vice chairman. I was a rather deputy CEO for capital market. Actually, we were co-leading was more an expert establishing the capital market industry in Rwanda more than the title. Title really doesn't matter. It's what matters, what you do. So I was there just to make sure we develop the capital market of Rwanda, establishing the Rwanda Stock Exchange, making sure we have a regulatory environment, safe financial environment, making sure we bring players in the market, we develop market, we develop the whole institution, including the big piece was public education, to educate the people of Rwanda to get to know what it is, securities market. So I came back here in Chicago to continue to invest across the continent. I invest in about 6-7 countries in Africa. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Olivier Kamanzi. I got it now. Olivier Kamanzi. That is wonderful. So before we start, let's get an advert from our sponsors. Then we'll definitely continue from there. Thank you so much, guys.
One Voice Consortium is an umbrella organization that brings together over 100 organizations from Africans living in the diaspora. Our vision is to enhance the lifestyle and livelihoods of the African diaspora community and back in the continent. May 5th to the 7th, 2023, join us in Washington, D.C. for the Diaspora Investor Expo, bridging opportunities between the United States and East Africa. Visit our website for registration and more information at www.onevoiceconsortium.org. Together, we uplift lives.
We know how stressful it can get to take care of the healthcare needs of your loved ones, especially when they live far away from you. Money transfer services have expensive fees. They cannot ensure that your money is spent on the intended healthcare needs. And there are many questionable pharmacies that sell low quality, unsafe, and even counterfeit medications. That is why we created DiaspoCare, a secure, quick, and cost-effective way to pay for the medications of your loved ones through our network of accredited and registered pharmacies. So here's how it works. Meet David. He lives far away from home. Unfortunately, his mother was recently diagnosed with diabetes, but she can't afford her new medication. So after funding his DiaspoCare account, David enrolls his mother as a beneficiary, and a unique PIN code is issued. Think of this as a digital voucher that David paid for in advance. David's mother presents the PIN code at one of our accredited and registered in-network pharmacies. The cost of her medication is deducted from David's account, and his mother can walk in and out of the pharmacy with the medication she needs. It's as easy as that. David can also assign his uncle who lives close to his mother as a caretaker to help her follow the new diabetes treatments. For extra security, David can also create one-time PIN codes and manually confirm and approve medication purchases too. It's easy to send more money home and hope they got spent on buying safe medication. But what if you can have control over how your money is spent, gain access to safe and quality medication, and purchase multiple medications for multiple family members who are in need? Your money goes a lot farther, and healthcare becomes a lot more inclusive. DiaspoCare was created by diaspora members for diaspora members that help provide greater access to safe, quality, and affordable medications for your loved ones back home. It's time for your loved ones to get the quality medication they need, and for you to get the peace of mind you deserve. Sign up today and register your loved ones for free at diaspocare.com.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for having an opportunity, looking for some time, and doing your best to ensure at least you come and tell the diaspora why the Expo is really very important. Not only people in America, but people are living in Africa. So let's start from Kevin Mashini. Mr. Kevin Mashini, as an OVC member, why would you encourage anyone to attend the OVC Expo, which is starting on May 5th to 7th of this year? Mr. Kevin.
So, yes, attending the Expo is very important, especially for diaspora businesses as well as Kenyan businesses that are looking to sell to the American continent and vice versa. So by attending this conference, you're sure to have an excellent opportunity to interact with the ready market that covers several sectors, from manufacturing to banking to cultural products to healthcare, and it's a very good occasion to interact with other like-minded businesses that are selling to the diaspora. So I'll encourage everyone, whether you're an exhibitor or just a participant looking for suitable products, you should go to OVC, the website. I think it will be shared shortly, and sign up. Whether you want to exhibit, there are booths available and the prices are displayed on the website. Sign up and participate, and hope to see you in May for the OVC event.
Thank you so much, Bwana Kevin, for that brief answer and wonderful answer. Anybody listening out there has actually gotten the gist why they should attend the Expo. Now let's go directly to our young lady or young sister called Agneta. Agneta, what makes OVC unique than other organizations? We have got so many organizations out here, but why OVC? Why is it so unique?
I will say OVC is a unique organization because you can tell, even with the reach that it has done its best. That I here in Nairobi are working with them to make sure that the people in the diaspora get the very best of everything. In that, even with this upcoming Expo, we're making sure that we have credible companies that we will actually give you the services that you need from the diaspora without having to come back home and look for them. So OVC is an organization that cares for the diasporian and wants the best for the diasporian. So that is what makes OVC unique for me.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sister Agneta, for that answer. Now let's focus on the real big money Mr. Olivier is bringing on the table. Mr. Olivier, why do you really think that African banks or investors from Africa should really attend this Expo and link their products to the diaspora? I've had so many people really scramble, especially the diaspora. They want the diaspora's dollar, but they are not really giving credible information to the diaspora. So as a link person between the diaspora and back in Africa, why do you think the investors should come right to OVC or use the OVC channels to ensure that they can invest or they can get investors in the diaspora? Mr. Olivier.
Thank you so much, Mr. Kibato. I appreciate your wonderful question. First of all, let me thank the organizers, thank all members of One Voice Consortium, also Dr. Robert Chiuri, with whom I'm here because of him. I met him through our diaspora group, which he is a part of it, and also through the initiative we have to establish the African diaspora, called African Diaspora International Savings Bank, which you mentioned at this bank. So with that, I know some of members of OVC are also members of this bank. So that's what we really are doing. How can we, OVC is doing, bringing everybody together to invest in Africa we want. So, and I also want to mention this. We are participating, when I say we, is Africa Global Chamber of Commerce. We are coming at different capacity. First of all, we are coming as a partner in terms of sponsorship, in terms of exhibitors. Also, personally, I will be speaking at the event. So everyone who's here, I've been convinced that this is a way to go. When you see diaspora coming together, putting together such a program really mobilizing investors to invest in Africa is something doable, something really good to do. The mission of the chamber actually is to promote the trade investments between Africa and the global markets, including the United States of America. So we have been doing this for quite a number of years. At my personal capacity, I really invest in various projects. I'm coming really also to see what really the diaspora community is bringing in Washington, D.C. So I'll be having different heads. So I really think when it comes to investment, when it comes to funding, Africa is the way to go. Today, when you see across the continent, with this Africa Continental Free Trade Area that brings together all African market, I think this is an opportunity for U.S., specifically U.S. investors, to come invest in one single market, because opening the borders, then when you manufacture something in Kenya, you're able now to sell something to South Africa, to Egypt, to Malawi, to everywhere, free of tariffs, right? Free of taxes. So you are able to really to sell your product globally, because you are able even to manufacture something in Africa, bring back to the US. So your dollar amount you're investing in the project in Africa is worthwhile, because it's going to even give you high return, because you're going to have a cheap labor. You are a country like Kenya, you're very professional, skilled power in Kenya. I've been privileged to work with you Kenyans. I've seen across your country. You really aim to Kenya to invest in Kenya will have a high return on the investments. Also, I can talk rural go money done. I'm convinced, because I'm already investing in countries across the Africa. I'm investing in real estate and construction. I'm investing in agriculture. I invest in mining. I invest in different sectors. So I have a high return on investment. It's really, really good. So you just have to make sure you have the right partners. The right partners are here in diaspora. Before you go to continent, work with us people in diaspora, work with the chamber. The chamber will put the booth. If you need information about before country, you will get information. But this time we're in Kenya. But if you are interested in different countries, also you can come to our booth during this expo. We'll be able to give you information you need. And then you can have really enough information to make decisions in terms of investing and in terms of knowing where you put your money, put your dollar. And then you also can educate people who have never been in Africa, or those who have been there maybe had bad experiences. We can do it one time. The one-time failure does not mean you have to give up. We can always continue. In the end, when you right people, your money will it skeptical. No, the safety that comes to corruption, know how you go around it. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Olivier. We have some technical issues from your end because of the connection. I hope you'll get a good network, and then really elaborate on the last part, because we didn't actually get you very clearly. So as you are trying to figure out, so let's go to Mr. Kevin Somoni. Mr. Kevin, we have got skeptics, people who are not really, who are saying, oh, this thing is not really really well organized. So if you are speaking to people out there, right now you are on TV and you're telling people out there that they're supposed to come to this particular expo, how prepared are you for this particular, how is OVC really prepared to ensure this thing is a real big success, Mr. Kevin?
Yes, we are very well prepared for this expo to be a success. And as you've seen in the advertisement, it's going to be held at the Washington Rockville Hotel. So the rooms have already been reserved, and there's a special rate for participants. So the earlier you book, the better you'll be able to stay in the same place where the exhibition is being carried out. So that has already been organized. And then we also have the various sectors. Like I said, think of it as, you might have your own business and you're Kenyan or you're African, you're wondering where you're going to get the market. So in marketing, you say you have to target your natural market. So we've been able to attract all the relevant sectors within our natural market, that is either Africans in the US, as well as Africans, and of course Americans who are interested in investing in Africa or Kenya. So be it in education or higher learning or food security and agriculture, you'll be able to find something which caters for you. And like I say, the organization is very well done. We have the program running from 8 a.m. in the morning, Friday, May 5th, all the way to 10 p.m., where there's a dinner. On Saturday, we also have a similar program until Sunday, when we start at 8 and finish at 6 p.m. And you'll be able to get a lot of information which will be actionable once you get back to your local area and decide the next step with improving your business. So I really encourage all of you to just go in and sign up. It's a very little investment for the returns you're going to get from this exhibition. And it looks far, but actually it's almost less than 2 months away. So the sooner you reserve your spot, the sooner you'll start seeing the returns on your investment.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mr. Kevin. So let's now go to Agneta again. Agneta, let's now talk about gender. Why do you think women should actually come on the table? They say you are either on the table being served or you wait for the cake to be served to you. So right now, women are on the table. Why do you think the women should be on the table? Go ahead, Mrs. Agneta.
That's quite a good question, engineer. And I think women should sign up. If you're a woman in the diaspora and you care about your family's future, and you want to have your roots back home, kindly sign up. Let's find a way to make sure that we invest back home and our children actually know that there's something to look out for back home. It's important because we have seen a few women in the OVC who are instrumental in this particular expo. Lily Ongaki, who I've been working closely with for the marketing team. And we also have our very own PS, Diaspora Affairs, Roslyn Njogu, which is a first, who will be speaking at the event. And so this will be quite a great opportunity for women to speak up. And we will be looking to meet all the women who are making ripples in the diaspora, and to be able to continue the conversation on how we as women can grow and make better plans for our future. So we would love to have many women showcase. If you have a company, showcase. We'll also have a gala dinner, and be rest assured that we will have a category that will have women nominated for this particular event. So go to the OVC website, sign up as an exhibitor, sign up as an attendee. We would love to have as many women in the conversation as we can. It'll be a great opportunity for our agenda at this particular time.
Thank you so much. The wonderful answer from you. So women will be part and parcel of cutting that cake on the table. Mr. Olivia Kamanzi, or Mr. Kamanzi, let me call you with using the African name. Connecting investors to Africa has been a pipe dream for so many people. Many people have been conned out there. Many people are still really crying on the investment, especially they put in Africa, and they have never gotten any returns. So how do you, as an investor or a capital market expert, how have you really tried your level best to ensure that people's property or people's investment or the value of investment is not actually wasted using dubious investors? So how do you curtail these investors, and why is now OVC coming on your capital market? We call it the chamber of the Global Chamber of Commerce, targeting the African market. So how have you actually tried your level best to curtail these dubious business deals?
Let me go back to your statement when you said they've never made money. I'm not sure about your statement. It depends on to whom you are talking to, and then what they experience. Each person has his or her own experience. What I know, those who invested wisely, and even they made more money than they made money anywhere else, right? So we have to be careful in here. But what I have to agree with you is when you go to Africa, you don't have right connections. You don't do your due diligence before. You might face a problem. I can put this issue on both sides. On the side of investor who may not do enough background, not enough work, and not enough to really to know exactly what you're going to expose into. Also, I'm on the side of the specific country where you go to. If those countries have not put in enough, what they call the environment that allows foreign investors to come to invest in that specific country, they have to do that. And when you talk about doing business in Africa, most of the countries in Africa, they have the agencies and government agencies. They have a private sector that is there. Let's say we go to Kenya, we have a private sector, kind of a chamber of commerce, where you go, they will help you. When you go, so you will have the investment can give you information you need. Before you invest your money, you have to do, first of all, do your due diligence. Go there, find out area of investments. So you don't go just first and invest your money. You really have to dig deep to find out if what you really want to invest into, you understand it. So because many times invest in something which they don't have no clue, no understanding, because they heard somebody telling them, invest in this area, and they don't understand that specific sector, the industry. So that's how really, first of all, I would advise anyone who is going to invest in Africa to reach out like the One Voice Consortium. That's why we're organizing this investment summit, so people can come, then interact with the member for OVC and interact with a member for Chamber of Commerce, and all exhibitors who will be there to educate you, to give enough information before you go to invest in Kenya. You really you're equipped with enough information when you go to Kenya, then you can invest. Also, you need to identify those areas that really gives you the high return on your investment. When we talk about, give you an example, agriculture. When you invest well in agriculture in Africa, you can make a good money. So when you invest in infrastructure, we have infrastructure deficit in terms of construction, in terms of affordable housing. When you go and invest in affordable housing in Kenya, I'm sure you'll make money, very well make money. There are so many sectors where you can really dig and then find. Also to all of us, especially One Voice Consortium, will give you enough information then to know exactly when you go, you don't get exposed to what you call corruption, people taking your money, you don't get your money back. So there is two ways to blame. One way is an investor. When you go there, you have to do your homework before you go. Also, in terms of the countries that has to put in place a safe and a sound environment whereby a foreign investor, someone who come to invest in your country, they don't get really exposed to some people asking money before even you start investing money. So because investment costs can go high, so how you go somewhere you invest when you start spending even before you have already spending money when you have not even figured out what will be your return on your investment. So those are some of the issues we face sometimes when you go to invest in Africa, is people who are asking you money even before you have really invested, even you have found where you really need to invest your money. Those are areas where we really need to address, and then I'm sure investing in.
Sorry, we lost you, Mr. Olivier Kamanzi. We lost you because of the network issue. As we are waiting for Mr. Olivier to come back, so let's now focus on ensuring that people will manage to to get the visas, especially those ones who are coming from Africa. So, Mrs. Agneta, how is OVC ensuring that people who are coming from Africa get their visas early enough to ensure they attend the Expo? Which plans are underway to ensure that they actually get their visas ready?
Yes, so we are working together with the Ministry of, or rather the State Department of Diaspora Affairs, the office of Rosalind Jogu, and we also ask the exhibitors to kindly make sure you work on the process earlier, avoid last minute rush, because that in itself might lead to most of these exhibitors not getting visas. So as soon as kindly apply for the visas as soon as you can, so as to avoid the last minute rush. But all in all, we are working with the State Department for Diaspora Affairs and also the Chamber of Commerce. So these are the two organizations that we are working with to ensure that most, if not all, of our exhibitors will make it for this great opportunity. And also from the number of exhibitors we've spoken to, most of them seem to have their documents in check. So we will have quite the lineup, because most of the organizations that we're working with are credible organizations, and these are organizations that have been in operation for years. So for them, it might not pose a big challenge to travel to the US. So we're looking forward to bringing you a lineup of very credible companies that you can trust, companies that you can work with for the long run. And for those that do not have their documents in check, we're going to be working with the State Department of the Diaspora Affairs.
Thank you so much for that wonderful answer. Now, I know Mr. Olivier is almost leaving in a few seconds. So, Mr. Olivier, if you are there, we want you to answer one question, and then definitely, if you'd like to leave, that is perfectly okay with us, because we've got like 3 or 5 minutes to end the show. So, Mr. Olivier.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I apologize for that.
No problem.
Yes, I can hear you now. What was your question?
My question right now is based on how the diaspora can reach you, the capital market, and the Chamber of Commerce, the Global Chamber of Commerce targeting the African market. So how can they reach you? How can they reach you? That's my question.
Yes, that's the question. So because we have a website, also we are on all social media. So whether it's in LinkedIn, whether in Facebook or social network, we are present. So when you want to reach us, we can go on the website. Is www.african or you can also send us an email info at you can write down numbers of the outside of +1 as or go on the website. You want to become a member as well. On your website, you can see a link for becoming a member. You can just go there. And then also in our programs, we do trade mission. We have resources available. You're looking for funding. You want to fund your business. Also, we have a link where you go and then you meet investors. So you need to invest. There are opportunities for investment. When you click, so go down and then you see all opportunities are available. So we make a list of benefit to our members. You can benefit of that. So also we will be at Expo. We would have a booth. When you come to Expo, it's going to be an opportunity. We're going to bring our members and people who would be there. More information about how you can really, but most importantly, how can you invest in Africa? how do you access to resources you need, whether it's in capacity in terms of a training, in terms of a funding, you want to fund your project, whether it's in here or in Africa, in Kenya. So you can always really have, we have provided comprehensive resources for you. So that's what we're coming in support of to make sure we're bringing 300 companies who to our members. Those are the US. Those companies are the one who might be investing in Africa. So when you just come, and then we'll be able to resources you need, and then to be able to to invest in Kenya. So that's why we are coming really in support, obviously, work with you guys, partner with you. That's why we built with our members of obviously. So we are happy to be in Washington in May. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that particular answer, and thank you for giving us that information. Unfortunately, you are not. I mean, you are a little bit distorted. So we'll definitely have to bring you next time so that you can expound more, and then we'll definitely be in a good area where you got some good network. Thank you so much, Bana Olivier Kamani.
Yes. Thank you so much. I really apologize because I have to be in the car.
No problem.
Otherwise, I have a flight to take, so that's why I have to.
No problem.
This position, I really appreciate.
We appreciate your time. So, and again, if you've got any closing shot, because right now we don't really want you to miss the flight. If you've got like 2 minutes or so, let Mr. Kevin come in and explain a little bit more on the registration. Then you'll come and give your closing shot. Is that okay with you? Do you have a few minutes?
That's fine. That's fine. I may be off the camera, but you forgive me because I bet I can respond to your questions.
That is fine. That is fine. Just like 5 minutes. 5 minutes maximum. We don't really need to take most of your time. Okay. Just 5 minutes maximum. So let's bring in Mr. Kevin Somoni. Mr. Kevin, we really want you to a little bit expound more on the registration, and I'm putting forward on the screen the website so that you can at least give some explanation so that people can really understand how they need to register. So, Mr. Kevin Somoni, back to you.
Yes. So you can register on the website One Voice Consortium. That's www.onevoiceconsortium.org. And once you go there on the landing page, we actually have the Expo as the landing page. So whether you're an exhibitor, you just go and register and get a booth. Or as a participant, you can also go in and register. It's very self-explanatory there. And you can also see a draft program on what's going to happen on May 5th, May 6th, and May 7th. You have the early bird ticket. That's it. If you go and sign in like today, you'll get a good rate as opposed to waiting until last minute where the price might go up. So they range from $150 to $200. So the earlier you register on the website, the better discount you'll get. And there are sponsorship opportunities, in terms of being a platinum sponsor or a gold sponsor. You can also get a package where your details will be displayed. You'll have a branding on all the 3 days. If you go for the platinum sponsor, and that goes all the way down to if you're a silver sponsor, bronze sponsor. They have different opportunities for you to market your business. And, the prices are explained there. And also have additional packages. If you're not, able to pay the gold sponsorship or platinum, we have other packages ranging from 5,000 all the way to 500. So just go in there and check out, select what works for you. And we're hoping to see you there in our stand. So you'll catch your interest. It's going to be there. And we'll provide you. Yes, you can also register at Eventbrite. That's where you'll find the details. Our institute is going to be there. We have special packages for people wanting to learn the language. And you'll also see why it's important to have the cultural and language going hand to hand, because we cannot have a language without a culture. And that's very important as we move forward as a country.
Thank you so much.
Hope to see you there soon. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So I need your closing shot. Let's start from Mr. Olivier Kamanzi. Mr. Olivier, are you there? Your closing shot.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Your parting shot.
Yeah. Mhm.
Go ahead.
Okay, yes. So once again, I want to thank you, moderator, for taking your time to be with us and then promote this Diaspora Investor Expo taking place in Washington, D.C. on May 5th through May 7th this year. We can assure you we'll be there. Africa Global Chamber of Commerce will be there. Our members will be there. So we are calling everybody to be part of this. This is an initiative from OVC or One Voice Consortium. We commend you. We commend our members, people organizing. We, Africa Global Chamber of Commerce, as a partner of AVC, we are so proud of you. We want to really make sure this is not just a one-time event. So we really encourage you to continue to do what you are doing. So we are here to support you and work together. In the end, we are all diaspora. We need to build the Africa we want. We'll continue to work with you to make sure we promote the Africa we want. With that, I really thank you again. Enjoy your Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So let's go to Mrs. Dagneta Irungu. Because of time, just give us your passing shot. Your parting shot.
I'd like to.
Go ahead.
I would like to thank you for this opportunity, and I would like to ask the members of the diaspora, kindly sign up in large numbers. Go to Eventbrite, go to the OVC website, sign up for this spectacular event, and come meet the best in real estate, banking, insurance, for this particular event. And even some of our leaders will be present. So come take this chance and get to invest back home. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Mr. Kevin, what's your closing shot? Go ahead, Mr. Kevin.
Yes. Again, thanks again, Mr. Kebato and the entire KDR TV for hosting us. And we hope to see you in May for this wonderful event. You're going to have a wonderful time. You're going to make great connections. Go and sign up and hope to see you in May.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time, and I appreciate you being here today. May God bless you, and we'll meet next time. From the KDR TV studios, thank you very much, One Voice Consortium, for making this one happen. We'll be continuing to have a few more interviews every Sunday morning or mid-morning, that's Central Time. So if you are here today, anticipate or hope to get another interview next Sunday. The OVC, the One Voice Consortium, is bringing another panelist, and then we'll also be having repeat panelists to ensure that this wonderful event is a success. So from the KDR TV studios, may God bless you till we meet next Sunday. Goodbye.